To the ancient Maya, saving the cosmos required a terrifying price of human essence. According to their sacred myths, the gods themselves bled to mold humanity from the deep earth. Because of this, every mortal carried an eternal debt that simply could never be ignored. If the altars ran dry, the sun would fade, and total darkness would swallow the world forever. Today we uncovered the chilling truth behind the Maya's most desperate and solemn rituals. Deep within the dense jungles of Mesoamerica, a mighty empire thrived under a dark sky. The ancient Maya built massive stone cities, yet they lived in constant fear of the divine. To them, the vast universe was not a stable realm, but a fragile machine ready to break. Ancient texts revealed that the creators used their own sacred essence to form the very first men. Clay and yellow corn were mixed with divine life force, granting humanity the gift of existence. Yet this glorious gift came with a heavy cost, a cosmic debt that weighed on every single soul. The lords of the underworld and the gods of the heavens were always hungry for nourishment. They demanded repayment in the most primal form, seeking the pure essence of human life. Without this precious fuel, the mighty sun would freeze, and stars would simply fall from the dark sky. It was a dark reality, with the survival of everything dependent upon fresh offerings. The sacred calendar marked the dangerous cycles when the divine anger would reach its peak. Priests studied the stars night and day, searching the heavens for signs of impending cosmic doom. When eclipses darkened the sun, it was seen as a severe warning from the hungry creator. The ruling kings, considered living gods on earth, bore the ultimate burden of the empire. They had to ensure the rituals were perfectly executed to maintain the fragile balance. Citizens looked to their leaders with desperate hope and an overwhelming sense of deep dread. The massive stone pyramids were not just royal tombs, but essential gateways to the spirit realm. Every carved step represented a perilous journey upward toward the unforgiving heavens. The air around these holy temples was thick with the heavy scent of burning copal incense. As centuries passed, the population grew, and the demands of the cosmic entities increased. Maintaining the delicate harmony between the mortal world and the divine became much harder. The threat of cosmic collapse was a constant shadow over every single Mayan city. History records that they did everything in their power to keep the terrible darkness at bay. Yet the gods remained completely silent, demanding a much greater proof of absolute loyalty. Small offerings of precious jade and burning tobacco were no longer enough to satisfy them. The cosmic engine was running out of fuel, and the gods were growing restless and angry. The priests warned that without a supreme sacrifice, all creation would vanish into the abyss. This heavy belief system forged an ancient culture where devotion was seen as a holy duty. The sharing of vital essence transformed from a tragic event into a glorious necessity. Every life was just a temporary vessel holding the sacred energy of the bright sun. They truly believed the ultimate act of devotion required the highest price imaginable. The stage was set for a terrifying escalation that would drench the temple stones in crimson. If your entire world was facing total destruction, What terrible lengths would you go to survive?
The theoretical fears of the priests quickly became a horrifying, living nightmare for all. A devastating drought swept across the empire, cracking the earth and destroying the harvest. The mighty rivers turned into shallow, muddy streams, and the vibrant green jungles began to fade. Fields of golden corn, the very foundation of their survival, withered away into dry dust. As the crops failed completely, a terrible famine spread rapidly through the crowded ancient cities. Children cried from hunger in the dusty streets, while the helpless elders prayed for a miracle. Disease followed the starvation, claiming countless innocent lives without a single drop of mercy. To the frightened Maya, this was not a natural disaster, but a clear sign of divine wrath. The gods were angry, and they were punishing the mortal realm for failing to pay their deep debts. Desperation gripped the rulers as their power crumbled under the weight of endless suffering. They offered the essence of wild jaguars and vibrant birds, hoping to soothe the enraged spirits. But simple animal offerings lacked the necessary spiritual weight to reverse the curse. The skies remained stubbornly clear and fiercely hot, refusing to bless the dying land with water. Panic consumed the population, pushing them closer toward the absolute edge of dark madness. It became chillingly clear that only the ultimate sacrifice could break this deadly cycle. They needed a stronger, more primal energy, a fuel containing the essence of human life. The rulers ordered massive military campaigns, known as the sacred and devastating Flower Wars. These battles were not fought to conquer new lands, but to capture the strongest enemy warriors. Strong enemy warriors, full of raw vitality, were deemed the absolute perfect offerings. Captured alive, these brave men were dragged back to the capital cities in heavy wooden chains. Sometimes, devoted citizens would volunteer their own lives to save their dying families. The tragic atmosphere grew incredibly tense as the day of the grand ritual slowly approached. The wailing of the starving masses echoed through the stone plazas, a haunting melody of grief. Priests began fasting and purifying their bodies, preparing to channel the divine power. Ancient drums started to beat with a slow, hypnotic rhythm, signaling the beginning of the end. The dark obsidian blades were carefully sharpened, reflecting the light of the temple fires. A sense of impending doom and twisted salvation hung heavily in the humid jungle air. The boundary between the world of the living and the realm of the dead was completely erased. Thousands gathered below the tall pyramid, their hollow eyes fixed on the terrifying summit. They knew the survival of their civilization rested on the edge of a black stone knife. There was no turning back. The horrific price of cosmic harmony had to be fully paid. The brutal logic of their dark religion had finally driven them to the brink of madness. Now, essence must flow to quench the endless thirst of the heavens, or all of humanity would perish. Above the desperate crowds, the summit of the pyramid became a stage for ultimate horror. Dark storm clouds violently gathered, flashing with lightning as if the angry gods were watching. The sacrificial stone, known as the Chakmul, was slick with the dark legacy of ancestors. The chosen victim, a brave, captured warrior, was dragged up the steep and narrow stone stairs. His chest heaved with terror and exhaustion, yet his dark eyes remained fiercely defiant. The high priest stepped forward from the shadows, a figure wrapped in a sacred jaguar skin. His face was painted with striking symbols of doom, projecting an aura of absolute power. 4 strong attendants quickly grabbed his limbs, pinning him forcefully onto the curved altar stone. The victim arched his back, exposing his bare chest to the unforgiving fury of the sky. The powerful high priest slowly raised the sharp, black obsidian blade into the stormy sky. A blinding flash of lightning illuminated the terrifying scene for a single brief moment. With terrifying precision, the master priest brought the heavy stone knife plunging deeply down. The brutally sharp blade sliced cleanly through the tough skin directly beneath the warrior's ribs. The priest reached deep into the open chest cavity to grasp the ultimate prize of human life. With a sudden and violent twisting motion, he claimed the beating heart from the dying man. Warm crimson essence poured heavily over the ancient altar, staining the gray stones a rich red. The triumphant priest lifted the sacred organ high above his head as a divine offering. He presented the ultimate sacrifice to the angry heavens amidst the fierce and violent storm. A deafening roar of absolute fanaticism erupted from the massive crowd gathered below. Thousands of devoted worshippers screamed in pure ecstasy as the ritual was complete. They truly believed the cosmic debt was paid, and the bright sun would rise again tomorrow. The tragic, lifeless body of the brave warrior was cast down the incredibly steep stone stairs. It tumbled violently, leaving a horrifying crimson trail upon the ancient pyramid. This brutal display of absolute power secured the holy connection to the spirit world. Devoted priests smeared the fresh crimson flow onto the stone faces of their terrifying deities. The sweet smell of burning copal incense finally mixed with the strong metallic scent of death. For the desperate citizens below, this dark crimson rain was a symbol of pure salvation. They danced wildly in the muddy square, celebrating the survival of their fragile universe. But the hunger of the divine creators was truly an endless, bottomless, dark pit of despair. One sacrifice could merely delay the inevitable destruction for another short season. The great machinery of the Maya civilization relied fully on continuous sacrifice. Hundreds of brave captives were vanquished during the major and tragic religious festivals. The temples became terrifying monuments of extreme architectural brilliance and deep sorrow. Archaeologists have uncovered countless skeletal remains bearing the brutal marks of the blade. These silent bones tell a tragic story of a society driven purely by cosmic terror. Every crushed skull and shattered rib serves as a grim reminder of their absolute fanaticism. Yet in their own minds, the high priests were never malicious villains or cruel tyrants. They truly saw themselves as the ultimate saviors, holding the fragile universe together. Their heavy hands were forced by the relentless, invisible weight of a deeply terrifying faith. The immense pressure to perform the perfect sacrifice must have been completely overwhelming. Any mistake or hesitation could bring the angry wrath of gods down upon their entire city. This heavy duty transformed the gorgeous temples into terrifying altars of devotion. To modernize, the extreme violence of the Maya appears as a truly unforgivable crime. We see only the terrifying darkness, the sharp obsidian knives, and the rivers of crimson. But to truly understand history, we must view the past entirely through their terrified eyes.
Send the rains before we perish.
They lived in a harsh reality where total ruin was always just a single step away. Nature was incredibly ruthless, granting zero mercy to those who ignored the sacred laws. The ritual of the bleeding heart was not an act of hate, but a desperate expression of love. A devastating love for their families, their massive cities, and their fragile existence. Ultimately, the tragic irony is that even oceans of crimson could not save their empire. Centuries later, the magnificent stone cities were entirely abandoned to the silent jungle. The powerful rulers and the terrifying gods they fervently worshipped faded into the dark. The mighty altars of the Chakmul lay completely empty, covered thickly by creeping vines. The dark cosmic machine that demanded so much human sacrifice finally stopped turning forever. Today, only the haunting ruins remain, whispering the incredibly dark secrets of the past. These incredible monuments force us to reflect on the extremely dangerous nature of blind faith. They remind us that the absolute fear of the unknown can drive humanity to complete madness. The story of the Maya is a dark testament to the overwhelming power of human desperation. When faced with the absolute end of the world, what horrific choices would our society make? Would we calmly accept our fate? Or would we also offer the innocent's essence to survive? The tragic legacy of the pyramids challenges our basic understanding of human morality. It forces us to examine the incredibly dark shadows hiding within our very own souls. As the heavy jungle storms continue to wash the ancient sacrificial stones completely clean, we can still faintly hear the desperate echoes of the brave warriors who perished right here. Their vital essence was spilled in vain, but their tragic story will never be forgotten. The terrifying mystery of the ancient Maya remains a profound lesson for all human history. The Maya rituals were brutal, yet they believed it was the only way to save their world. Was it the ultimate act of faith, or the darkest cruelty in history? Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed this dark journey, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for epic tales.